Paul, a good morning to you. Just first up, do you think this arrest is a sign that people are finally being held accountable, or could this be Shamila Batoyi is trying to redeem herself after an outcry that the NPA has been all talk and no action?
Yes, I think, morning, Dan, and good morning to your viewers. I think that the NPA is understaffed, under-resourced, and of low morale at this stage. And certainly one swallow does not the summer make. I would much prefer to see the government restructuring our anti-corruption machinery of state in order to render it effective, efficient, and independent. There's a big problem with the fragmentation of anti-corruption efforts. On the one hand, we have the NPA getting on with the minister, then the assets forfeiture unit is doing something else, and the Hawks are busy with investigations which don't seem to be too well coordinated with the NPA. What we really need, and I do hope that the executive branch of government is finished its mulling of the idea of an integrity commission, because if we create a new integrity commission under Chapter 9 of the Constitution to investigate and prosecute in a one-stop shop, we have the opportunity of creating a new entity with the necessary esprit de corps, with the resourcing, and with the necessary independence to crack down on serious corruption. It's certainly a step in the right direction.
Okay, but is there a possibility that this could be...
Sorry, I'll ask you.
I was saying, is there a possibility, Advocate, that could be what we're seeing happening now, could be some sort of a political statement to show that President Cyril Ramaphosa is serious about tackling corruption?
Yes, I think that we're in the rundown to International Anti-Corruption Day, and the whispers in the corridors are that an important announcement will be made on that day. So let's hope that the announcement is that the executive and legislative branches of government are going to take seriously what was laid down in binding fashion by the Constitutional Court in the Glenister litigation. We need to have a single entity to deal with serious corruption, and it needs to be specialized, it needs to be properly resourced, it needs to have well-trained staff with a spirit of adventure and a spirit of cracking down accountably, and it needs to have security of tenure, unlike the Scorpions, who were closed down at the instance of a simple majority in Parliament. You can get all of that if an integrity commission is established under Chapter 9 of the Constitution. It will fit in nicely between the Public Protector and the Auditor General.
Okay, now Advocate Hoffman, you've said that before. I know you've been talking about the need for an integrity commission, but very briefly, as we conclude this interview now, is it fair for us to expect the big names that have been mentioned in some cases, the big fish, to also face the criminal justice system in order for us to begin to really believe that action is being taken? Because for now, we are waiting to see if the Hawks will move in that direction.
Yes, now certainly some low-hanging fruit has been plucked in the last week, but what is needed if we are going to properly demonstrate our fealty to the rule of law and our acknowledgement of the principle that everybody is equal before the law is to see more cabinet ministers, more senior public servants, more business people with big bank balances also facing the full might of the law in the criminal justice administration.
Yeah. Now, finally, Advocate, we've seen this toilet scandal where 600 million rand of alleged fraud is taking place. 10 individuals, for example, being arrested. Some of them are related to prominent politicians. I mean, surely if you can arrest those individuals, you should also go to those prominent politicians to,
I Absolutely. Gwedi Montashe has admitted to defrauding Sunday World, and nobody's doing anything about it. Becky Chelly has been called by the Malloy Board of Inquiry dishonest and incompetent. And that Board of Inquiry, which was many years ago, just when he was still Chief of Police, has recommended that he be investigated for corruption. Nobody has lifted a finger against him or against Montashe. And of course, we all know about the perjury of Patabili Dlamini and Malusi Gigaba. Those are all either sitting or former cabinet ministers who should be next in the queue when the NPA sharpens its knife against those who are guilty of serious corruption.
Advocate Paul Hoffman, thank you very much. As always, interesting insights and positions from accountability. Now calling there for an integrity commission to be set up as a Chapter 9 institution.